A lot more to get to. We bring Craig to the table. Hey, Craig.
Hey,
Good morning.
Savannah. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. Some new developments this morning tied to that fiery interstate collapse in Philadelphia, with parts of I-95, one of the nation's busiest roads, closed for repairs. Traffic in that area remains snarled, and all of it is starting to impact the supply chain. NBC's Emilie Ikeda has been covering the story all week. Joins us once again from Philly. Emilie, good morning.
Hey there, Craig. Well, the biggest question remains unanswered at this hour. When will drivers be able to return to this section of I-95? Officials did shed some insight around how a temporary road could help drivers regain access before they complete the to return to this section of I-95. Officials did shed some insight around how a temporary road could help drivers regain access before they complete the clock. You can access. Officials did shed some insight around how a temporary road could help drivers regain access before they complete the overpass, assuring that crews are working around the clock. You can see just how far already construction has come from a few days ago. This morning, the rush to rebuild a critical northeast artery completely turned to rubble after a fiery tanker crash in Philadelphia over the weekend. Once crews finish clearing out hundreds of tons of debris, they will begin backfilling the massive gap and paving 6 lanes of roadway as a temporary solution. Eventually, they plan to construct a permanent overpass around it. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says crews are already ahead of schedule, but would not give an estimated timeline for when drivers will be able to return.
We realize this is a challenge for motorists. That's why these guys are working their tails off to get done as quickly as possible.
Of the 160,000 vehicles that rely on the now severed section of I-95, roughly 14,000 are trucks, now facing more than 40 miles of detours, driving supply chain disruptions. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on the ground earlier this week. Economists warning that this closure could push up the prices of goods. What's the level of urgency in getting this rebuilt?
If a route is disrupted, or if it's longer, or if trucks have to wait, that finds its way into the cost of goods.
Delivery driver Robert Thompson typically relies on I-95 5 to 10 times a day. Now, he says, familiar routes are taking twice as long to travel. How does this complicate your job?
In every way, because we depend on roadways to get where we gotta go. We're a same-day courier. We need to get somewhere fast and on time, and if we can't, then we might lose a customer.
Backlogs building on local roads and surrounding highways, impacting local commuters too.
All of the cars that would typically be on 95 are now on these back roads in Northeast Philadelphia, where I'm used to just zooming around from house to house, and I'm having to allot much more time.
As the collapse drives a new normal for the summer travel season.
People who are going to travel need to keep in mind is some advanced planning. Consider traveling during off-peak times.
And NTSB investigators say the company tied to Sunday's fatal crash was authorized to be transporting gasoline. It's still not clear why driver Nathan Moody lost control before crashing. So, Craig, still more details to come.
All right, Emilie Ikeda for us there in Philadelphia. Emilie, thank you.
Let us go over to Al, get the rest of the forecast on a busy day.
All right, well, out west.